Good evening, everyone, especially the students. We are back to English language session. In the previous class, I discussed about two different types of sentence structures. One was simple sentence and the other was compound sentence. Today, we move on to learn about complex sentences and compound complex sentences. Now, what is a complex sentence? As the name suggests, a complex sentence is that sentence which has one independent main clause or principal clause. These are three different names for the same thing. It has one principal clause and a subordinate clause. Now you must know the difference between a principal clause and a subordinate clause. A principal clause is that clause which has a subject and a predicate, like a simple sentence. It has complete meaning. It does not need the help of any other sentence for the completion of its meaning. For example, Mohan is a wonderful player. This is a principal clause. It has complete meaning. It can stand on its own feet. It does not need any additional help to complete its meaning. Then you say Mohan is a wonderful player who has established his reputation as one of the best in the country. So Mohan is a wonderful player who has established his reputation as one of the best in the country. So Mohan is a wonderful player, principal clause, who has established his reputation as a wonderful player, जिसने अपना नाम एक बहुत ही सफल खिलाड़ी के रूप में प्रस्तुत किया है या इस्टेब्लिश किया है देश में. So Mohan is a wonderful player who has established his reputation as one of the best in the country. So one who has established his reputation as one of the best in the country, though it is a longer sentence, but its meaning is complete only when it is attached to the principal clause, Mohan is a wonderful player, who has established his reputation as one of the best in the country. So who has established his reputation as one of the best in the country is subordinate clause. And the entire sentence is a complex sentence. A simple example, this is the house that Jack built. This is the house, principal clause, that Jack built, subordinate clause. The whole sentence as a whole, complex sentence. Now we move on to compound complex sentence. Now, as the name suggests, it has the characteristics of both compound and complex. In this, at least we have three clauses. One, of course, will be simple sentence, or you can say main clause. There will be another main clause. So there will be two main clauses and at least one subordinate clause. Mohan is a wonderful player and he plays for India because he has been one of the best in the country. So Mohan is a wonderful player, principal clause. He plays for India, another principal clause, two principal clauses, because he is one of the best in the country. Because he is one of the best in the country, that is subordinate clause. So in this sentence, we have got two, you can say, principal clauses and one subordinate clause. It's a combination of compound as well as complex. Therefore, it is known as compound complex sentences. Little difficult in the sense that we must understand it over a period of time. When we use these different types of sentence structures, simple, compound, complex, compound and complex, then we will have a mastery of the entire concept. So you need not worry, or initially you may have some problem. It will take time. As you start using different types of sentences in our work, in our writing, creative writing, any sort of writing, we will get some clearer concept of the entire thing. But initially, remember one thing that is important. We need to frame sentences in such a way that these sentences become interesting. They sound good. They sound expressive. They actually show that there is some variety. There's some sort of, you can say, novelty in our sentences. And that is why we have to frame different types of sentences. Simple, compound, complex, and compound complex. I give you another example of all the three types. Simple sentence. When I went to Bombay, I went to Bombay last year. This is simple sentence, or you can say principal clause. I went to Bombay last year because I had to meet my friend. I went to Bombay last year. Principal clause. Because I had to meet my friend. Now, you can say one principal clause and one subordinate clause. This is an example of complex sentence. I went to Bombay and I met my friend. I went to Bombay. I met my friend. Two simple sentences, two principal clauses joined together by conjunction, and this is an example of compound sentence. In complex sentences, we combined two sentences either with the help of subordinating conjunctions like why, how, if, or relative pronoun what, that, which, who, whom, whose. The last one is compound complex sentences, where at least we have three clauses. Two clauses will be principal and one clause will be subordinate. We can have more than one subordinate clause also. We could have two compound, we can have two main clauses, and we can have even two subordinate clauses, but minimum one subordinate clause will be there. Sounds little difficult to understand right now, but let us have more practice and we will be able to tide over this problem. I hope you have understood at least partially. I'll be discussing this again, maybe in my succeeding classes, and most probably over the time you'll be able to understand the difference between simple, compound, complex, and compound complex sentences. So that much for today. That's all. God bless you. Good night.